a support position.
That's my hope entirely, but I'm also hyped that we get ourselves a Yasuo in the mid lane as well, up against Jess on that Zed that has been lethal this entire tournament. But this is your heavy hitter, and again, be sure to let us know who you guys think is going to be taking home the victory today, and who's going to be taking that lion's share of 60K, over 60K, as well as, again, like we mentioned, there's a lot of good coming out of this event. Donations over to local charities, upwards of close to 60,000 in total from Riot themselves, and just a lot of good, a lot of fun here in the Pentaboom Showdown.
Yeah, you gotta love the support that we've been getting to. I think the audience have been really the ones that made all this so successful, and you know, this is how you guys can contribute back. You can, by viewing, by watching, and by interacting with the channel, you know, you give Riot some idea that, hey, people like this, they like the initiative, they like the charity aspect of it. Let's keep doing this in the future. So this is one way that we can contribute back in it as well. Otherwise, let's take a quick look into what Musou is trying to get done, going over for this rip buff. What an aggressive play to start off the game. We do see a little bit of a response from VY, but that's a little bit late. Akali comes in, though.
Never mind. Hello, that's just 2 kills going on over to Team Volley to start things off here, as, again, Team Volley, they are this one team that will always...
cannot scale up with enough magic resist quickly enough to actually be able to hold out against the Akali, right? The Akali is just going to shred through the Malphite, and once Malphite loses that tankiness, he's a husk of a shell. He's a husk of a rock.
And we saw this literally before in the last Volley matchup. It was an Akali versus a Malphite. The Malphite got pushed in underneath tower. And also to note, like, the Akali already has 1,000 gold lead. That's like practically a full component now completed toward their first item. And on top of that, they've also been able to slow down the jungle when it comes to this Amumu, which is going to be a little bit longer to get that level 5, where already we see Fadang. It's going to be that Lee Sin already having ultimate up and available to try and make a play happen.
Exactly. Having the Dragon's Rage means that he's going to be able to start looking for a couple of plays down to the bot side where he has the strength in this 2v2. Vayne doesn't really need to get much of a lead in the early game. Really just needs to be able to survive and not suffer too much pressure from the Amumu. So just being able to alleviate and relieve some of the pressure down bot side is more than enough. So you can kind of see what Team Volley is looking to try and do in the bot lane. Just having the Lee Sin sit around this side, whereas the Amumu has already rotated to try and grab that blue buff a little bit ways away, but still within reach with sister team.
Do you see this here, Cindy? Opting to not level the Ash arrow at 5 instead of one of the extra point into that the first point there. Interesting. There might be a play, you know, higher DPS on your first ability. Hey, I'm not judging. Maybe there's a play. And heck, if you're always just going to be standing underneath tower, which it seems like this duo have been playing relatively safe pretty much this entire tournament, I'm not shocked by it, but I'm a little bit disappointed. We're not. Oh my, there's your combo. The Lee Sin into the Yasuo ultimate. In comes the Zed, though. Jess wants to try and turn this one back around. Nami Bubble not going to connect, but still no Blast Cone being used here. And that Yasuo, one more auto attack flashes underneath tower, has the shield from the passive, able to get back to safety. Jess, though, able to dodge away from the tornado. Is that auto attack from the minion not going to be enough? And the dive comes through, and no one should have survived that tower dive, but somehow that damn Yasuo just did.
Jess is upset. That was a free kill. That was his time to start snowballing ahead. The Phantom Song could go in that deep, dive on the turret, dash out through the minions, barely survive. And even if Jess had managed to hit that shuriken there at the very last second, Musou got his shield back up. So it wouldn't even have mattered. He would have survived no matter what. I'm just stunned.
That is the frustration of playing up against Yasuo. If you're a mid laner, and especially like in the early years when Yasuo first came out, you're like, yeah, I hate this passive shield. It's the dumbest thing in the world, but it pays off once more. We did see some pings though coming out from Inspired. Looks like they wanted to try and go for a Drake play, but unfortunately that Lee Sin is just hugging down toward the Dragon Pit. Unfortunately, they're just not going to be able to do anything, especially when you see that Yasuo push in mid lane and a collapse now into the river.
Difficult situation for Inspired. Down a little bit. Big fight coming through.
They're going in on this, actually. Dead going pretty low. That's going to be the Lee Sin taking on down. Cindy able to get a kill there. That's actually going to be the Mumu taking down both. But now comes a re-engage as that is the Yasuo pathing around the corner. Able to find one. Has that shield. Wind wall goes up. Able to just keep delaying that damage output. A double knockup, but does not have the ult available. But still burning down this Mumu. Is it close enough? No, they're not going to be able to. And there you go. Inspire strikes back.
Huge fight to bring Inspire back in, going for the dragons, delaying the pickup from Volley, and the move was so very tanky at this point. Great setup and execution coming through. She has the ultimate now, right? So Cindy has the Enchanted Crystal Arrow this time around, makes good use of it, gets the stun, gets the lockdown onto the Yasuo, denies him any exit from that fight, prevents him. Oretta waits out the wind wall as well, so very good timing in that front.
Ooh! That's another pick-off here, and I'm liking it here coming out from Indonesia, as that is now another pick, and we're starting to see this happen quite often from the Team Volley, as their jungle is starting to get punished every time they try and go for an invade onto one of these buffs, and I'm liking the kind of the reads that are coming out, and you know what, top lane, there hasn't been a large disparity when it comes to experience. There is just that gold advantage coming out from the kill early on. But right now, they're kind of holding the floodgates. We're not seeing anything burst out of control just yet. But that's what we wanted to see from Inspire. We wanted to see them slow down Team Volley so that they just didn't take over the game immediately.
And they've been able to do that, successfully holding down Team Volley, preventing them from being able to get too far ahead. But currently still looks like Volley have control of the game. Like you mentioned, when they go into the jungle, they are starting to get punished a little bit, but it's still a one-for-one trade and denying the Amumu and holding him back, which could be actually on the benefit for Volley because they have an Akali, they have the Vayne and the Yasuo. They can just afford to wait out the game a little bit, hold on, and try to start scaling up for these big fights and Akali up in the top side.
Oh, there we go, though. Engage comes out. There's the knockup, but this Akali still not seen because of the Shroud. In comes just trying to get the damage on down. It's not going to be enough, though, as that's a double kill going on over to the Yasuo.
Good pickup coming in. Now Mumu joins into the fight. Lee Sin just going to knock him up. Tons of damage coming through. The Akali with one more hit finds the kill, and it's a 3-4-0. And looks like Volley going to be content with that pickup.
Oh, that is unfortunate. I don't know if it's the caster curse, Grandin. We just talked about, hey, the game, pretty solid. They're holding the floodgates, and then boom, you just give a double kill over to this Yasuo. You also pick up the remainder that, again, that poor Mumu that's just walking by. First turret goes down, and just like that, pedal to the metal coming out from Volley as they try and just take over this game as well, securing the Drake.
Well, we've seen this one before, playing around for the Dragon. Looks like the Vayne's going to get stunned up. Still has the QSS, gets away from that one. Rest of the team backs away, and just going to be content getting the Ocean Drake there.
One thing to note there, beautiful wind wall coming out from the Yasuo, was able to lay that down as the Blitzcrank hook was up in the air. So a nice job there, preventing anyone from going down. And there you go. First Dragon's taken, first Tower's taken. You now just got yourself an extra 3 to 4 kills on top of that. Make it a solo kill in top lane. And it's starting to look like what happened during the semifinal here for Volley, where they were just able to start taking over the map and they're not slowing down.
You can really start to tell the disparity between this game and so many of the other games that Inspire have had to play so far.
Trying to go for a play here. They're able to actually pick up the one, but guess what? Shelly's able to get that charge. Now with no turret, the Yasuo can go for the knockup. In comes the ultimate as well. Jets going down low, but they're going to kind of chase down. Does they have flash? It is there. Does the tornado connect? Needs to get to it. Instead, opts for the flash dash. And there you are. Another Shelly charge going to come in as well onto the second tier tower. And Jez, unfortunately, they stick around here. They'll just get dove, and that's going to be the second tier tower taken.
Meanwhile, DUI still able to keep the push going, so at least has that much, or rather keep the defense going. So at least prevents the economy from getting too much more done. Dragon is going to be spawning up pretty soon. Meanwhile, down the bot side.
There you go. That's another double kill for this bot lane of Indonesia, and Cindy's starting to come online.
Good damage overall from this Ashe, and that's going to be a big threat coming in from the side of Volley. They're going to have to start coming up with tools to be able to respond to this. I would imagine this Akali is a pretty big one. Comes into the bot side, looking for a couple of quick kills, and it's an easy double as they hand it over to the Lee Sin.
And you're starting to see this duo of the top and jungle not show any mercy here, and it's starting to show through. Right when we praise, yes, this bot lane started to take off. I think Cindy was certainly got her again their second double kill of the game, and then instantly Akalia comes from the river, says, "Hey, looks like you're having a fun time. I'm gonna ruin it though." They do at least find themselves a tower in response, get themselves some gold, get themselves some control on the map, but as you can see, that map, it's dark on the mini-map right now, and it's very hard for them to push forward without being at risk.
At least able to get the one. Meanwhile, it does seem like Volley is looking to try and trade on the other side if possible. The wave is starting to push in. However, I think it's going to be a little bit difficult. They haven't managed to accumulate too much of a wave. The push is going to be a bit difficult. So they're just going to try and rotate mid lane, apply pressure where they can, start dropping a couple of wards. You look at the map right now, it's still relatively dark. They don't have that much vision of where the enemy side could be. Dragon is going to be spawning up relatively soon as well, so that's an objective they should start looking out for. Once they start picking up these dragons, then Baron becomes the next neutral objective to start really playing at. They get the wave shoved in. It's an easy pickup, it's an easy conversion, and from there on, should be able to look for the win.
A little bit of a backtrack here, though, as you can see all the lanes kind of feeling a little bit uncertain, as that jungle is also going to be starting to be siphoned away here by Team Volley, and that's just one of those tactics that they use consistently. An easy rotation, dragon kick into, of course, that last breath, and there you go, easy combo coming out here from the Yasuo, as well as this Lee Sin.
And one big thing is that bit of a catch onto this Malphite, looking like a kill, but doesn't seem to have enough damage. Ignite not gonna be enough, it looks like.
Was
escapes with his life. Yeah, was close, but again, gotta highlight this because the knockups are not QSSable. You cannot get rid of knockups. So once Lee Sin kicks you, it's a definite knockup and ultimate from the Yasuo if he's in range there.
So unfortunate there here for the side of Inspire, as once again they find themselves going down pretty hard here at the moment in this mid game. Teleport also going to be used here by just trying to look for a possible play, but the Akali already gets back to safety. Dragon is on the table if they wish to go for it. Lee Sin's already pathing on over, but it looks like I'm going to have to wait this one out. Don't really want to risk going in on a fight against a Malphite, but guess what? Ward coverage up in the top side of the minimap revealed that Amumu was actually pathing over toward Raptors, so they actually know that the Amumu is not on the bot side of the map at the moment.
Yeah, some distance away, so they could look to try and force it. Otherwise, I think they're just going to try and look for a bit of a catch and a bit of a fight onto the enemy side. This is a huge disparity, right? The amount of damage he's doing right now is so far away from how much he's usually doing.
Oh boy, this bot lane getting a bit aggressive here. VY tried to escape. Unfortunately, that Yasuo is just going to hunt them down. It's a double kill once again for this Akali. And at the moment, things are not looking pretty. It's going to make, well, for Inspire, they're going to need to find something to inspire them. They need to find themselves a massive objective steal. They need to repeat what they did in the semi-final here in Game 1, or else it's looking like Team Volley are going to be taking the lead here to start off the grand final.
Yeah, it's a definitely difficult one. Inhibitor turret going down 17-8. Big difference. Yasuo looking to get caught up. Good damage onto him, but he still has the Guardian's Angel to give him a little bit more safety. Jumping over into the backline. The Akali looks to get killed off. Goes into stasis, survives a little bit longer.
How are they not dead?
Double kill. The big execute.
Are you serious?
Jumps back in, looking for these kills. The Yasuo, tons of damage coming in.
Come on!
They kill them off. Where's the pentakill?
That is beyond disgusting, and just like that, it looked like they had caught them out. Maybe a little aggressive here, trying to finish this one off, but in comes the minions to get rid of the debuff, but going down low, there's your final hit. They're just sacrificing themselves to the Nexus. But to start things off in Game 1, it's going to be Team Volley taking the lead in the Grand Finals 1-0.
Honestly, a huge win for Volley there.